So the IFI Neo Stream, $12.99. Look at it. You know, what drew me in? A, its price. B, the way that it looks. C, its promises. All right, this is penned as a appless streamer. You don't have to deal with any proprietary nonsense, which can sometimes be a nightmare to use. There's only a handful of streaming companies out there that nail that get that app correct. This unit focuses specifically on things like Tidal Connect, Spotify Connect, AirPlay, things that you can control via their own apps, or you can use UPnP apps for Android. You can control SSDs, things like that. So we've run this 3 different ways with a couple of different systems. We've had it for a little while now. I wanted to wait until I had heard it and made sure that it also sounded good as well as provided all those features, and it does. It works really well. So in a second, if you want to pause the screen, I'm not going to run through all of its inputs because I am wary of these videos being extremely long when I go into details of the specifics of what they do. So here it is. As you can see, there's so many things it can do at its price point as well. Its numbers are just, well, they're fantastic, really. As you'll know with me, a streamer must be simple. It must be simple to use. You know, other people might have a higher sort of, or a lower, should I say, tolerance of how a streamer behaves once you plug it in. With me, I want to be playing music within a minute or so. I don't want to have to jump through ridiculous hoops to get to, you know, my music. So with this, under a minute, I think. I plugged it in, RJ45 from our router directly into the optical LAN box, which comes with the Neo Stream. This is a proprietary piece of kit from IFI, it's their own design, and the LAN signal from the router is regenerated, reclocked, and galvanically isolated. I haven't had our Ethernet cable plugged directly into the unit, but you can do that. You don't have to use it if you don't believe in it or if you don't trust it, or if you try it and you don't like it, you know. How have I used this? So I have used it DSD from an SSD drive into Hagel H190, so directly into its analog input, so using the unit DAC itself. At the moment I'm running it with the Rose RA180 integrated amplifier, again using the IFI DAC and a set of Dynaudio Heritage special speakers. So, you know, comparatively speaking, would you, with around £11,000 worth of system, would you add this streamer in? I think you would. If you don't have a streamer in your system, I think that this point, this sort of $12.99 point, is a great place to start. But this doesn't act like a starter streamer. It acts like a very professional streamer, and it composes itself as so as well. It's super easy to use. There's 4 sound profiles on there as well if you want to muck around with that. I've left it as it is out of the box, so I haven't changed anything. I've been controlling it mostly with my phone using Tidal Connect, and then we also used Quo bars with BubbleUpnP. Now don't quote me too hard on that one. That was a client using the unit to demonstrate another piece of kit, but he didn't tell me what he was doing. He just connected to it straight away, noticed it was on the network, and away he was. And that is a different way to how we would use it, because we pretty much all have Apple in here. But again, you know, that kind of speaks volumes for how simple the unit is to use. Yeah, there's all sorts of other things it does as well, like its network adapter. I wouldn't use it like that, but some people will love the fact that it can be a network audio adapter. You know, Spotify Connect, another extremely simple way to use it. I've also used this with Audiolab 8300 MBs, the mono blocks, as a preamplifier streaming system. So it kind of did everything. We control the volume with the unit, or control it with my phone. Not inside any app, of course, because it's an appless streamer effectively. You can use a number of existing streaming controllers to sort out your files and sort out controlling the unit and stuff like that. Yeah, so there's various settings that you can put the unit into, which specializes how the unit works. It prioritizes certain things. So again, there's a setting for Tidal Connect if that's all you're going to use it for. There's a Roon setting which dedicates the unit to a Roon endpoint and makes it as simple and as streamlined as it can be to use. I haven't tested it with Roon. My core is at home, testing it there, and then I'm going to bring it back to work, and then we will use that to stream to pretty much every unit in here because they're all Roon endpoints, you know. So that is becoming a stable part of my must-have for our streamers that we can offer, you know, in-house.
No time for talk round there, yeah. We bring the vibe and the flavor. Push up, elevate, yeah. Big up, selector, we ready, yeah.
Let's get on to how it sounds. So, like I say, I've had this in for a couple of weeks now. I've used it in various different systems. When I first put it in, it was quite lean, quite cold sounding. I wondered if I had something wrong, if I had some form of setting wrong or anything like that. It didn't sound, you know, there was no problems. It was just very, very light-footed, you know. As we've added in over, you know, the sort of coming days, I would probably say 3 to 4 days, you notice that sort of bass weight, that full resolution bass weight started to appear, and everything got a little bit richer, and now it sits in there playing really well. You know, it's a very full sounding product, you know. It's there's nothing missing. It doesn't sort of roll off early. It doesn't have a very warm characteristic. It just has a very linear characteristic. You don't find yourself wanting for anything, you know. It's heavy when it needs to be, you know. There's bass weight there when there needs to be, but there's no blurring or smearing down at the bottom there. Really pleasant thing to listen to, and I would almost say that its sound is probably 60% of what I'm interested in with this product, you know. It sounds excellent, I can give it that, but when it works the way that it does and it sits there in its tiny form factor looking the way that it does, which is really important to me, you know, that a product looks that special. It's a little bit odd. I like odd things. You know, those really factor in, and then its price. It's $12.99, which is a lot of money, but compared to units that don't work in this way and don't sound the way this sounds, it's comparatively inexpensive. Big plus from me with this product. IFI, you would be pushed to not find an IFI connectivity product that works for you, really. They seem to find the little niches that people don't do, and they build a product for it. Be that from their you know, what was really popular, their sort of Zen Blue, the, you know, Bluetooth streaming unit, their headphone units, their Pro units. Their Pro units are gorgeous. They've got a lovely preamp streamer in their Pro unit, which is just a, you know, gorgeous piece of kit. So yeah, good solid product. We've been a IFI dealer for a relatively long time, but being quite a new company, sort of under 3 years old, there's only so much we can get through where we can listen to them and be confident to provide them as a product. A lot of products around the sort of £1,000 mark in that bracket that are streamers that do have their own apps, they are a complete nightmare to use. So I really needed to get this in and work with it myself to make sure that we aren't going to become a helpline for people that can't get their streamers off the ground because they're just overly complicated. I would find them difficult, you know. This one is a slick performer, and yeah, it's a joy to work. Swipe down, press play. While the music's playing, look for other ways to use it, you know. Really good piece of kit. Like I say, all the technical details are down below. I love the way it sounds, so it gets an A+ from me in features, format, the way that it looks, and in sound, you know, tip top product. Make sure you check out the description. If you can't check out the description, you're watching on your TV, you'll have to go and have a look at it on your phone or on your computer or something, unfortunately. I'm sure YouTube will figure out a way of people viewing comments and stuff on the TV soon. I am a YouTube TV user as well, and it's annoying when I can't say this video is banging to someone who's created a really good video when my phone's too far away from me. Anyway, take it easy, guys. I'm Carl. This is Studio In-Car with another Studio Hi-Fi video, and you've just seen the iFi Neo Stream, brand new, $12.99, and it's available on our website, studioincar.co.uk. Take a look.